Thank you very much. So Anna, I think nearly everyone's voted in the poll. So if you'd like to introduce us.
Fantastic. So welcome everybody. Well done again on your GCSE results and enrolling at LaSWAP. We think you've made a fantastic choice. And two of us who work at LaSWAP, we just wanted to hold this kind of brief welcome webinar just to explain and reassure you and get you excited about joining us next week. So you can see me there in the middle. I'm Anna Remington. I'm the director of LaSWAP. I'm also the director of sixth form at Acklam Burley. I'm an English teacher, and I have actually got a year 12 class coming up this week. So if you're doing English literature, then I might be your teacher as well. And Laura, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Of course, I am Laura Piercy. I'm the one of the associate directors of LaSWAP. We have another associate director of LaSWAP who is Rebecca, who you can see on the screen in front of you. I'm responsible for various things across LaSWAP, but one of the main reasons you'll see me and talk to me is about things to do with careers, things to do with UCAS, university, apprenticeships, all those kind of things. But you will see me around in various guises over the next couple of years. Oh, sorry, Anna. Hang on, Anna, sorry. I have muted you and I can't unmute you. I'm ever so sorry. You'll have to come out and mute yourself. Sorry, everyone. Just on the bottom of the screen. If you hover over the bottom of the screen, you should see a little microphone.
Goodness me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. That was too complicated. Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. It's very good. My mute button completely disappeared. Okay, I'm going back to sharing my screen.
Yes, please.
So here we go. And hopefully we're on the same slide, which we might not be, but let's see how we get on. So here we go. So I'm going to be sharing this one.
That's my face. We should see the slides in a second.
We should do. And let's see if we can start this properly. Okay. How are we doing?
There we go. That's it. That's where we should be.
So do not mute me again, Miss Piercy.
I will not.
Right, everyone, back on track. So what happens next? So tomorrow you will all get an email. I know some of you had loads of emails explaining all the information about that you've already been enrolled and what your courses are and so on. Some of you won't have had any of that because your enrolment has been processed later. Don't panic. The reason that you're in this webinar means you have been enrolled. So keep checking your email that you applied via Applica fully and carefully, and the email will be sent out to you. It'll either go out tonight or tomorrow morning, and that will give you all the information you need about which school you will be your base school. And that will be your sort of home school in the 4 schools, and also the information about your subject choices, because some of those have been updated, and also about the first day. So your first day of term for everybody, regardless of what school you're based at, is Wednesday, the 3rd of September. And the email has all the information about where you go. I won't go through that now because it's 4 different bits of information for 4 different schools, but the start time for everybody next Wednesday is 8:50 a.m. and you will go to your base school on that day at that time. The picture on the right, just to let you know, is this is last year's induction, and we all have a big rounders tournament on the Heath on the last day of induction on the Friday, and this is one of the schools celebrating doing very well in the rounders. Okay, so what happens on induction? So induction is next Wednesday to next Friday. We run 3 days of induction for you all to get to know each other, to meet your tutor, your teachers, head of year, meet other students, learn about us. And because lots of you haven't been in to see us as part of enrolment, you also sign your code of conduct and your learner agreement. You'll be getting your timetable, your ID, and your logins for Teams and the IT equipment and so on. It did say that in your email, or the email you'll get tomorrow will reiterate it. Please come prepared on Wednesday to have your photo taken for your ID. That's really important. We have a professional photographer who comes in, and those pictures will be taken on Wednesday. The most important thing during induction is to get to know a range and a group of people. So whether you know one other person, no other people at LaSWAP, or whether you know lots of people already, please don't worry. All the activities that we do with your heads of year and your tutors and so on are designed to so that you get to know lots of people. Don't worry that you won't know lots of people. We have over 70 different schools that students come from. It's really normal for us to have students from so many different schools, and we will make sure that by the end of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you will go away knowing more people every day. Okay, I'm going to hand over now to Laura. She's going to talk you through what will then happen on your first full week, which starts on Monday, the 8th of September.
Thanks very much, Anna. So lessons start on Monday, the 8th of September, obviously what we're all looking forward to. Please make sure that you do attend all of your lessons. It is really, really important that you are in all of your lessons and that you are not missing out on any of that lesson content. The main thing to be looking at and to be working on over the next week or so will be your enrolment assignments. Enrolment assignments, there's a different piece of work for each subject, and it's designed as an introduction to that subject. Obviously, some of you will be studying subjects that you've studied before, so it will be a kind of introduction to the style of work that you can expect in sixth form. And for some of you, you will be brand new to those subjects, so it will be a new introduction to that subject. All your enrolment assignments can be found on the LaSWAP website. There's a link there, but if you're looking for it yourself, if you go onto the LaSWAP website, across the top where the banner is, where the menu is, if you go to admissions and then enrolment assignments, it's a big list there, and you just click on the subject that you're doing and the enrolment assignment will pop up, and you can download it from there if you want to. Please read through them in plenty of time. So we really recommend that you read through those enrolment assignments either the end of this week or the beginning of next week, because that means if you're struggling with them, if you've got any questions, you can ask your tutor about them during induction. So that means that you will then be able to get them done in time to hand them in during your first lesson. So for example, if you're taking sociology, if you've got a sociology lesson on Monday the 8th, you will need to bring it to that lesson. So make sure it is done and you're ready. During that first week, you'll get your timetable during induction, and you'll be able to see how your lessons are spread out. There's a little bit more on this later in the webinar, but just for now, just do know that most students will have study periods during the day, and that you're able to leave site during those or use the common room at your base school. And please just, I think the key thing to remember during that first week is your head of year and your tutor and your teachers are there to help. So if you have got questions, if you're unsure about things, please make sure that you see them. Please don't be worried or struggle. Make sure that you are talking to someone. Thanks, Anna. Just a quick reminder then about how we actually work. Some of you will know this if you've been to our open day or our webinars earlier in the year, but not all of you will have done. So really key, very sort of whistle-stop tour through some key things. Firstly, you will have a 2-week timetable. Your timetable might be slightly different between week A and week B. You will be based at one of the 4 LaSWAP schools. You'll find that out on an email, as Anna said, this week. Most of you will have lessons at more than one school. So a lot of the time you will have, if you do A-levels, you will have 2 subjects at your base school and 1 subject elsewhere. If you are studying a vocational or technical course, so a BTEC or a T-level course, then you will do most, if not all, of your lessons at your base school because of the way the timetable works. And you can see on that little map there a little approximation of where we are. As you know, 3 of our schools are really close together on one street, and Ackland Burley is a very short walk just around the corner. Speaking of, before we just go on to the next bit, I'm just going to pop another question up on your screen. And this one is about how you are going to travel and get to us at LaSWAP. So if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute or so to answer this one. Thank you.
I'm very interested in this one, Laura, because I can't see the results coming through. So I'm gonna try and guess what most people are going. I'm thinking that most people will be saying the overland, tube and overland.
Tube and over. So you're guessing tube over. I think the same.
I'm guessing that.
I think it will be tube and overground.
Because
It
I
should be
know
on
we
your
have
screen right now.
lots of people on the suffragette line and the Marlbay line. If I'm looking, because I'm looking at all the people who we've enrolled from Queen's Park, from Waltham Forest, from Walthamstow, Leytonstone.
Leighton, yeah. You are currently right, Miss Remington. We're nearly at 50% on tube and overground.
Have we got anyone saying they're coming on a bike like me?
No, just you at the moment, Miss Remington.
Just me. It's just me. Okay, fine. Because we would have to do our warning about just reminding you that you aren't actually legally allowed to be on iron bikes at this point, unless you're 18.
Thank you very much, everyone. So yes, tube and overground is the clear winner at 50%, and then the rest pretty much evenly split between bus and walking.
Okay, brilliant. Ready for me to move on? Yes.
Yes.
So all the pictures that you've been seeing, we just thought we'd put this in because this is going to be you very quickly being used as our picture people for successes and destinations and pathways going on. So the pictures you've been seeing over the last few slides, most of them have come from results day for level 3 A-level and BTEC results day, which was on the 14th of August. So we've had really fantastic results this summer, and vast majority of our students do go directly to university from year 13, like you can see, and large numbers for Russell Group. Art Foundation, we always have high numbers, and all sorts of really interesting elite specialist universities, but also lots of vocational courses as well. And Laura Piercy, who's on this webinar with me, like she said, is a really key person for you to get to know, especially if you are in early entry, veterinary, medical, that kind of field you might be interested in. So I won't leave this up here for long, but just gives you an idea of some of our students who this year have gone off to different universities and the sort of range of different subjects that they've gone off to study. So all sorts of different and exciting destinations that it was great finding about those a couple of weeks ago. Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it, Laura?
Yes.
Right, so I'm going to move on, and we're just going to kind of give you a bit of a pep talk, I suppose, about just remember sixth form is such an exciting time, but it is about more than just the classroom. And the one thing I would say, the pictures we've got up here are the sorts of enrichment and extra activities that we put on, some of them during induction, some of them are trips, some of the things you can get involved with in outside of the classroom. We have the musical that you can see in the middle there at the top, the LaSWAP musical. The thing I would say to you, and we'll talk about this in induction, I'm not going to labour the point now, but sixth form's a really exciting time in your life, and do get involved with as much as you can, and say yes to things, and take the opportunities. There will be many opportunities offered to you during your time as a sixth former. It's a really good time to think, well, why don't I try something different? If you're wondering what's going on the bottom left, it's part of induction, where we have a sort of dress up challenge competition, which always is every student's that's usually their favourite part of the whole of induction.
It's Mr. Stokes' favourite part of induction.
It's definitely Mr. Stokes, who is the head of year at Ackland Burley's favourite time. I can already see the newspapers outside. So the next bit is about how you make the most of your time at LaSWAP. Do you want to take that one, Laura? Do you want me to?
I'll take that one, and then at the end we'll just have our final. At the end of the slide, we'll just have our final question.
Yeah, perfect.
So, as we've already talked about, attendance is really important. Making sure that you're in not only all your lessons but all your tutorials as well, because your tutorials are the time that you find out about all kinds of things that are outside the classroom. So things like UCAS University, work experience, all that kind of things, lots of which we offer at LaSWAP. Making sure that you touch base with your tutor frequently and that you know your tutor and that you've got that kind of link with them is really important. You saw some of our enrichment activities just then. Wednesday afternoons are dedicated enrichment time, but there is also enrichment that takes place across the week in different guises at LaSWAP. And really, whether you're interested in sports, whether you're interested in other outdoor pursuits, music, theatre, tabletop RPGs, anything, we have probably crochet, we have probably got a club for you at LaSWAP. We are really proud to take our students on lots of trips and other activities outside the classroom, which again, you'll hear about all the way through the year. We've got this fantastic setup at LaSWAP where we've got these 4 schools. And so there's lots and lots of teachers, lots and lots of young people. Take advantage of that. We've got this amazing location. You're surrounded by loads of new people. Do get to know them and to make friends. But also remember that if you do need help, your teachers are there and your tutor is there to help you. We can't emphasize enough. For a lot of people, it's a big change. Some of you will be coming alone or with one other person. Some of you will be coming from very small schools. Some of you will be traveling quite a long way. Even those of you who've been with us in one of the LaSWAP schools, it's a big change. And we don't want anyone to feel like they are isolated at this time. We are here for all of you.
I think one thing, sorry, Laura, I was just going to say one thing for students who are already at one of the LaSWAP schools is it will feel really different as well. The LaSWAP experience does feel really different from your experience up until year 11. So don't feel that you don't have that sense of excitement either, because it absolutely does feel different travelling between the schools and mixing with a whole load of different people.
And just on that note, we're just going to have our final question, which is going to ask you what you're most looking forward to about joining us here at LaSWAP.
Now, I've forgotten the options again, Laura, so I'm going to do my blind guessing again.
Have a guess.
I think people are actually going to say meeting new people.
Okay.
So you can tell me whether I get that right. I was debating, I was tossing up between that and like starting new subjects.
Well, you are so far very right. We're nearly there.
There we go. I've been head of sixth form a long time. I know what sixth formers are looking forward to.
We are
Brilliant.
very nearly there. So we are at meeting new people, nearly 40% meeting new people. And then again, pretty much 50-50 between starting new subjects and a fresh start.
Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're just going to go through a few FAQs so that in case you're worried about anything. Did we mention about the Q&A, Laura, about putting any questions in? Because I can't see those, and whether anyone has put anyone in.
I didn't, but just sorry, because we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning. No, if you do have questions, the Q&A is open. There are questions. People have been putting questions in there. But that Q&A is open. Please type your questions in there and we will do our best to answer them. As Anna did say at the top of the presentation, we aren't going to be answering questions about very, very specific things to do with specific students or courses. But if you have more general questions, please do pop them in the Q&A.
I would say yes as well. Let's go through the FAQs as well before then, because I bet we'll probably anticipate some of those. So first of all, what's the time of the school day? So we have registration in the morning at 8:40, and then school finishes, lessons finish at 3:05, or if you have a period 6, 4:05. Your heads of year will talk to you more about what happens in registration, and because you don't have to go every day to registration, so they'll talk to you about that next week. You won't have lessons in every timetable slot, as Laura said earlier, so you will have study periods on your timetable, and again, that will come through in your induction. Your heads of year and tutors will talk to you about how to manage those. And yes, you can leave school if you don't have lessons lessons, you can leave site at break times and study periods, and you will have to walk between schools if you have lessons in more than one school. So you can leave site, but we really recommend that you get into very good habits quickly about using your school's common room and study areas so that you really hit the ground running with your A-level or BTEC or T-level studies. Okay, this is your piece, Laura, about these FAQs, I think. Yes.
So thinking about, again, from induction of your first lessons, what should you bring with you? Please make sure you have a bag, as silly as it sounds, and please make sure you've got your own stationery. Your teachers will let you know what you need for each of your subjects. So whether you need, how many folders and things you need. So you don't have to preempt that. You can ask them, but please do come with basic stationery that you will need to work. What should I wear? So we don't have a uniform at LaSWAP. Some of the individual LaSWAP schools, lower schools, have a uniform, but LaSWAP does not. We have an extremely simple gender neutral dress code that is very, very straightforward and simple, and applies to everyone. The most important thing about our dress code is that you must bring and wear your LaSWAP ID at all times. So you will have your photo taken during induction. You will be given an ID card, which you must wear on a lanyard around your neck. This is not only important because it lets you in and out of the school physically, but for safeguarding reasons, we have to know that you are a member of our LaSWAP community. You must have that with you at all times. One question that we've had a few questions on email over the past couple of days, unsurprisingly, people wanting to know about course changes. We just want to tell you today that we will not be dealing with course change requests before the start of term. Please don't email us. We won't be able to respond. If once you get your timetable, if there are issues on your timetable, we will deal with that at school and with your head of year and your tutor at your base school, but that will now be dealt with after the start of term. We do have an induction period where there can be some potential to request a course change, but that depends on things to do with class sizes and availability, but that will all be talked through during the induction period.
Thanks, Laura. The only thing I would add to that is about maths. When you get your timetable update, if you were on the waiting list or did the maths test for maths, then maths will, and if that has gone through, we had very limited numbers that we could add in, but if that's gone through, you'll see maths on your timetable. If it isn't in there, then your reserve subject will be on there. We will speak to you about maths next week as well, around course change and whether we're going to redo the maths test for any students. But again, that will all come through in the next few weeks. Okay, so gone back. What do you do if you're absent from school? One thing to just really reiterate is that you do, obviously we want really good attendance. It's directly linked with how well you end up doing in terms of your outcomes. It's one of the most simple metrics, quite honestly. You won't be surprised about that. One thing that sometimes sixth formers are confused about is they think once they've gone to sixth form, you as a sixth former can authorise your own absence. You can't. Even if you're 18 during right at the beginning of year 13, or you might be doing a 3-year sixth form and you might turn 18 in year 12, you can't authorise your own absence. A parent or a carer must inform the base school, and all the information about that will be given out again next week. So, really nice picture from results day. So we're going to finish on that one. And I think what we will do now, Laura, we haven't got any other surveys to do, have we?
No more. No.
Well, I think what we'll do is we will, I'll come off the sharing and we will then linger for a bit. And if there are any questions that haven't been answered or that we need to pick up from the Q&A, then Laura and I will stay on the webinar for a short time to look at if there are any outstanding things that people really urgently need to know. If you don't want to do that and you've had any questions answered, then it only remains for me to say we are delighted to welcome you to LaSWAP. We're absolutely delighted that you've chosen to enrol with us, and that we're really looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday.
Could you just stop your screen share, Anna? Is that okay? Thank you. Lovely. Okay, I'm just working through the Q&A questions now. A lot of them we've already answered, so I'm just gonna take these off. Just to the first question that was on there, yes, we are recording this. We have a YouTube channel, and this will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and the link will be on the website. If you'd like the slides, you can drop me an email. I will just put my email address in the chat, and I can send you the slides over, but you can watch the recording back if you want to. I think the first question, a really good one, is about EPQ.
Yes, I wrote that down to prove it. I wrote it down on a post-it and then forgot to say it. Yes, everybody, EPQ, Extended Project Qualification. You couldn't select EPQ when you chose your subject because it's just for reasons of kind of admin and practicality, it makes it really difficult, and people then end up choosing it and they don't know what it is. So we will be launching EPQ in the sort of week 3 of the first half term. So we will explain to everybody what it is, go through the application process for EPQ, so that everybody has a fair shot of understanding what EPQ is, and we'll put it onto timetables then. The EPQ teaching won't actually start until after October half term, in most cases anyway. But more to come on EPQ if you're interested in that. Don't think it's not an option.
It absolutely is. Just a few questions here. So this one, will you have questions next to each other in different schools? Anna covered this a little bit.
Will you have subjects?
Yeah, lessons next to each other.
Yeah, but there's always a break.
Yeah.
Yes, a single lesson, an hour's lesson won't be then timetabled with the next hour straight away with a different school. There is always a break of either break time or lunchtime for you to get between schools, which is plenty of time.
A few questions about enrichment. Do we have things? Just basically asking if we have different things for enrichment. Yes, we do. Yes, we have sports. We have football. Yes, we've had basketball. What we offer in enrichment will be given to you within the first half term, just as we sort the timetable out. But we always do have plenty of enrichment opportunities. On the summer assignments, sorry, just the next question, they are definitely due the week starting the 8th, so that you don't need to bring them during the induction days. You need to bring them to the lessons, not the induction.
There's a questions about, you haven't had an email confirming stuff yet. No, that's right. We didn't want it to go out before the webinar because we just wanted to explain some things. It's automated, so it may go out later tonight, but it's probably more likely for it now to go out tomorrow. Don't panic, everybody. You're all enrolled. You will get that information, so it will all arrive in your email. Just make sure you're checking your junk and so on. But it hasn't gone out yet. It hasn't gone out yet. I know that for a fact. So don't worry.
A couple of more questions about things like productions, musicals. Yes, you don't have to be taking drama or performing arts to take part in musicals or in LaSWAP drama productions. They are open to all of our students to take part in.
I've seen a couple of questions about photography and not being able to choose photography. I will just say we're very full with photography at the moment, with students who do qualify from having the art GCSE, so we are likely to have very limited places for students with a portfolio to have a look at. But we will revisit that in September during course change if any spaces become available. But I know we only have one group for photography, and I know it's pretty full at the moment. Yeah. In fact, it is full. Any other burning questions there, Laura?
I'm just looking. We've got quite a lot of questions. I'm just working through them now, but a lot of them.
I would just say lots and lots of the questions that are coming up are things which you will be. We're not going to tackle because they will really be tackled in induction. Yeah. Don't worry about those things. Things like enrichment, Laura. Let's not answer any of those because and we will go through all of the things. Oh, there's a good one here about mobile phone policy, actually.
Yes.
I will say about that one, which is that mobile phones are, each school has slightly different areas where sixth formers can use mobile phones, because younger students are not allowed to have mobile phones on them at all at any time. But sixth formers in the sixth form study area are allowed to have mobile phones when it's and they are all, but you aren't allowed to kind of walk around with them out and about in the corridors and be on phones then. So it's sixth form communal spaces where phones are allowed, not just out and about in the corridors.
Lovely. We are just working through the rest of the questions.
Yes. Sorry, Laura, you go first. Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of questions about induction week. What time will we finish during induction week? They are full school days, so plan to be in school for the full day. Wednesday,
They
Friday,
were actually on the Friday. We leave the afternoon session a bit flexible in case there are issues with looking at timetables or things we need to catch up with you. So Friday, for example, is where we have rounders on the Heath, and so that will run into lunchtime. It sort of finishes at about lunchtime, and then some students might need to come back and have a photo taken or do other kind of bits. So prepare for a full day, but the main activities will finish about 2:00.
Yeah. We just have a question about it is quite a general question about SEN provision. If you or your young person has had access arrangements or AEN or SEN provision in lower school, hopefully you have told us on your application form and during enrollment. If that is the case, then you will be our AEN, that information will be given to our AEN departments, and your base school will pick that up. So if you need to be reassessed for AEN, they will organise that, and they will be in touch. It won't be immediately, it won't be during the first few days, but it will be soon during the start of school. I think that is it. I think we are done. It's gone very dark in my house. We've got a huge storm outside.
Yeah, it's very nice here in Tufnell Park. Right, everybody. Please don't worry if your individual question wasn't answered. You will have actual live humans who will be able to answer all of these questions next week. We are really, really looking forward to meeting you all next Wednesday. And if anyone has anything so urgent that they need it, what I would suggest is you put that into an email at info@. Laura, do you just want to put the info at email into the chat if it's something incredibly urgent, which is going to prevent people being able to come in next Wednesday? So we'll put that one in the chat, info@laswap.camden.school, everybody. And otherwise, we will say goodbye.
Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next week.
Thank you all for coming, everybody. Really looking forward to meeting you all.
Bye.
I'm loving the emojis.
Yes, same. Bye, everyone.